Hey everyone, I'm here with some extremely new news about Part 5 because, well, this area of it came out 35 minutes before I started writing for this, and there was new news that came out recently. We have a lot to go through, so I'm just going to be hitting this news in order. So the first big thing to highlight is the title of the opening for the Part 5 anime and who it's by. It's going to be called Fighting Gold by Coda. So the biggest thing to take note of is the fact that it's Coda, but what I know is that I'm gonna see some people disappointed that it's not Gangsta's Paradise. It's not like the premise of that song is completely different from what the anime is about, but it's gangsters, quote unquote, because different era of gangsters. So, for those that don't know Coda but know JoJo, at that point you know Coda. Coda is the artist that performed the classic hits in JoJo that we know, like Bloody Stream, End of the World, and Crazy Noisy Bizarre Town. There was also that new ending he did for the Rohan Kishibe OVA, which personally I loved. Now, mentioning all of the openings that he did, Coda had a pretty strong track record, especially since Bloody Stream is an extremely recognizable JoJo track to the world, and Crazy Noisy Bizarre Town had gone viral on release. End of the World was great too, but it went viral during the fight of Dio and Jotaro because of the animation that was done for it. But, it was still a pretty good song. Now, here's my thing about this. I'm expecting a strong middleman between Bloody Stream and End of the World if I was to pick like an area of it. With the style of Part 5, it's for sure one of the more boom, strike a pose parts, but it's one of also the more grittier parts of JoJo. And not to spoil it, but even in the beginning, Part 5 can be pretty brutal. So if I was to compare to set an example on what I'd be expecting, let's say a more pop take on Cowboy Bebop, or probably something like the jazz version of Smile Bomb from Yu Yu Hakusho. But that's up in the air for that. Now, along with the news that we got for this little line about a new JoJo game being in development, I'll be putting a little end card in the top right because the speculation of a new game, I've already done that, so that'll be up there. And then also little card in the top right, I forgot what it was called, but then there's gonna be end cards for it. But here's my thing. I feel like this will pull closer to an RPG-esque game than the fighting game that many would want. It could possibly be a complete revamp and redo on the Part 5 game that we had on the PlayStation, and if that happened, I wouldn't be surprised. It incorporated a lot of cool things that we wouldn't really expect from an anime game, so with the technology that we have now, it would be pretty cool to give us that new take on that, so that's cool, and I'd be fine to play with it and play with it on the second channel. Though in terms of what would last longer if done correctly, a fighting game would be your best bet, though it's about who it's with and how well that does if that was the area of it. Now, some of you remember ArcSys had a poll, and they quoted this poll that they had their eyes on, and me and a few YouTubers had posted their videos and telling fans to vote. Needless to say, we bodied the polls. So that would be amazing to see a JoJo ArcSys game, but for those that don't know, these are actually the people that made Guilty Gear and Dragon Ball FighterZ, so they have a pretty fire track record in general, and they're probably the best bet that you want to go to for a fighting game because a lot of areas are kind of slacking. It's just Capcom. The thing is, after the poll was pretty much solidified, I tweeted it at ArcSys, and the the response I got, they meme me basically. Most likely, I think. If not, and the poll is real, that would be amazing. But from this, man, you can't really tell that it was real. It was a dark day that day. It's like, what was what was that all for? What was the point to get? We won the poll. But at what cost? I'll be linking the tweet here so you guys can go see for yourself about that. But yeah, the opening will most likely be great. The game speculations and all in the air. No, not at all. Nope, it's not. It's JoJo no Pita Pata Pop, and I want to see what it is because right now I'm getting a Kirby vibe off of it type deal. It's just. The genre has yet to be determined, and we're gonna I don't know what's going on. I don't think I should be surprised because if this is a possible gacha game, and Stardust Shooters wasn't doing amazing, then probably gives them a different initiative to take on and all that, and a different way to go about it. So, yeah, you know, it'd be cool. Get a way to make some money and type stuff like that. But you know, but yeah, back to the video. The next thing, which is probably the best part of this, we have a release date for part 5. Along with that, looks like we'll be getting previews for each character. So far, it's been Giorno. I'm saying Giorno. It sounds like I'm saying Giorno, but I swear I said Giorno. And he looks amazing. For the release date, it's between October 5th or October 7th, because it said it was subject to change, and there was the times and all that. And already we had gotten times on this before, and like it was telling us like, oh yeah, early October to begin with, and I'm pretty sure like they told us like October 5th already. But yeah, subject to change anytime. Now they got specific times too, but I doubt that it would matter for any of us on the West, because I'm sure that we won't be able to watch it until the internet does what it does. I'm going to be linking the specific stuff here, and I'll probably have Giorno's whole thing like right here in this video, unless I get copyrighted and this video gets taken down and I get stabbed in the throat or something like that by Warner Bros or something, possibly. That's been happening to me as of recent. But yeah, I'll be linking the specific stuff for you guys to check out, and I'll be sure to update you all if there's any further news. So have a good rest of your week. I'm pretty sure, what is it? It's Thursday. You got one more day until the weekend. I have a video ready to go up on Saturday, so be sure to check that out too. Until then, peace out and Godspeed.